Hi, everybody. This week we are interviewing Nichole Sparks. She is an esthetician out here at Hello Darlin Salon in Peculiar. Nichole, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your business.
So I started off in this business by doing bridal makeup. I was getting my RN degree way back in 2016. No, even before that, 2014, when the YouTube craze was starting off. And so I was watching YouTube videos and I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely I was working at Starbucks and also being a nursing student. And I had an evening shift, which was different for me. I wore a full face of makeup from playing, and a Sephora employee came in and was like, we are hiring. You should come and work for us. And I had this total giddy moment where I was like, you think I can be a Sephora employee? It was so crazy. And she was like, well, you have to audition. And I was like, okay. So I took a model up and they gave me brushes and product and I did a face. And then a couple of months later, I was booking my first backyard wedding. I played bunka with a girl who was getting married. And she was like, do you want to come do my wedding makeup? It's just a small thing. And I was like, heck yes, I do. So I had all these little zipper bags. I had like 10 little zipper bags with mascara and eyeliner and concealers. And I just showed up with all these little miscellaneous Ipsy zip up bags. And then one wedding turned into 3 that year.
Wow.
And my mom and I were like, wow, I can really make some money on the weekends because I have off. I'm not doing stuff in nursing school on the weekends. And so it blossomed from there. And then COVID hit in 2020. Weddings really slowed down. I got pregnant with my first kid and had my first little boy. And then after COVID, I tried to go back to work and I was like, I need to be at home with my baby. It was like my postpartum kicked in and I was like, no, I can't be away that long. So I told he was my boyfriend. He's my husband now, Mr. Sparks. I was like, I'm not being a nurse anymore. And he was like, you got to pay your credit card payment and your car payment. And he's like, other than that, he's like, okay. And so I just dove into doing makeup. And that whole time it was, I graduated nursing school in like 2014 and COVID was 2020. So I was 6 years into doing makeup and I was doing a lot. I was averaging like 40 weddings a year.
Oh my.
So then when you include doing trial runs for almost all of those people, it was really lucrative. And I was doing Kansas City Fashion Week. I do a huge Halloween event for Riverside. I'm their lead special effects artist for the haunted trail they do. So I was doing a little bit more than just bridal, getting to know some photographers and doing some boudoir work or mommy and me sessions around Mother's Day. I'll curl hair and do the makeup. And so then 2020 hit, we kind of slowed down. I had my little boy. And then not last year, but the year before, I filled out my FAFSA just to see if I would, qualify for any money to go back to school. And I did. So I jumped in and went to aesthetics school just year before last and just graduated in May to add on to what I do for my bridal work. So I do facials and waxing and spray tans and the makeup.
You get that skin ready for that makeup.
I do all of it now. Wow. So that's where I am now. So I've only really been an esthetician, a licensed esthetician since May, which is not very long. It's almost 1 year. Oh my gosh, almost 1 year.
It's crazy how the time flies when you sit and think about it.
It is. And then last year I did 61 weddings. I just hired on a new makeup artist to subcontract for me. So now I'm starting the process of building a little bridal team so I can accommodate more weddings and more girls and more faces because it was right in January. January is when my inbox and my emails go crazy because everybody gets engaged during the holidays or New Year's. And then I have another little wave in February because of Valentine's Day. And everybody's getting through the holidays before they dive deep into their wedding planning. And then January, I think I turned away 6 weddings. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm already booked.
Wow.
I'm already booked. I'm so sorry. And I hate doing that. So I'm currently diving in the process of finding me some
employees.
some more girls
There you
to do some makeup.
How exciting.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun time. I really love it.
I love seeing people start from just their passion, truly turning it into what they do for a living.
Yeah, I started off just with YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
I was watching Jaclyn Hill and Amanda Ensing when they were brand new. Now those girls have like billions of followers and their own makeup lines. And it's been crazy to watch. My ex-husband bought me my first Morphe eyeshadow palette, and I was just head over heels. I had a little makeup vanity in front of my mirror, in front of the window, and it was fun. It was
adorable.
real fun. It's come a long way from little zipper bags and drugstore makeup to now huge cases and giant ring lights and chairs and the whole nine. It's fun.
I love that about small business owners. It truly is your passion.
Yes.
And you can see it in your face when you light up, you talk about it, you can see the sparkle in your eyes. So that's amazing. I love that for you.
Yeah. I thought I was going to miss, I'm a very much a people person and I love helping people and taking care of people. So I really thought I was going to miss that fulfillment that I got in nursing, taking care of people and helping people. I thought I was really going to miss that, but now it's really come full circle. Last year, the Kansas City wedding community came together huge and threw a huge wedding for a woman who was put on hospice care. And so
I think I saw the story on that.
Yeah. So I was the makeup artist for her for that day. I donated my time and
goosebumps, literally goosebumps.
They then they felt really comfortable with me since I do have a nursing background, working with people who have cancer, like their skin is very fragile. So to go in and hire somebody to come in and do full face makeup for you when you're not used to all of that, or, applying pressure to the skin could hurt people. So that's come full circle. And now my aesthetics line of skincare that I carry is very much oncology safe. So I'm seeing women now that have battled with skin cancer and they're taking care of their skin again. And so I've kind of welded the worlds together. So I still get that fulfillment and I really love that.
I love that for you.
I love it.
Love it.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yes. Oh man, you get to do it all.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Okay. What is a challenge that you faced early on?
I still suffer from this and I joke about it, but internally, I really sometimes really feel it. Imposter syndrome. I like, wow, this is really me. This is really what I'm doing. I was really a Sephora makeup artist for years. Like I really go do Kansas City Fashion Week I don't do it anymore because it breaks my back. I'm too old. But I sometimes really have this flashbacks moments where I'm looking at bridal, I'll do a wedding party of 8 girls and they're all standing there in their dresses and, taking their pictures. And I'm like, wow, I did that. That was me. I just did all those girls in 4 hours. We killed it. We got out of there. And then in the early beginning, I really suffered with you spent 7 years getting your RN degree. And you are an imposter. You are not a makeup artist. You are a nurse. And my family, gave me some backlash. Wow, this is what you're doing.
Nurse to makeup.
Nurse, you're not going to make a career out of makeup. Where do you see this going, Nichole? Do you really think it? And it's 10 years later, and it's actually 11 years later now, and here we are. So I do sometimes really struggle with that internalization of wow, you're a whole ass business owner.
Yes.
You really do this, the whole shebang, the marketing, the hiring, the interviewing, all of it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I understand that. I get it. You go from just being just your own little person, just living your daily life, just going to work, coming home, making dinner, just doing what we all do. And then all of a sudden you're somebody. People know you. And you're like, wow, me? Me? Yeah, literally. Me?
What?
They want me? They want my work?
Hello?
Yeah. So I understand, but it's a full circle type of feeling though, because then you feel more fulfilled as a person. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and it comes full circle a lot. I'm 11 years in. Oh my gosh, I'm 11 years in now, and I have a girl who was a bride in 2017 or 2018. So I did her engagement photos the year before, and then I did her wedding, and now I've done 2 or 3 different family photo sessions each time she's brought a kid into the world. And so I've like seen her like whole family blossom, and I get to see them, you know, time and time again. And I had a girl, COVID ruined it for me, but I had her freshman, sophomore, junior year prom. I did her makeup for, and now she's engaged, and she doesn't know it, but I'm waiting. I'm waiting for her to send me a little inbox message. But she's off exploring the world. Last I saw on her Instagram, she was in Italy. So I don't know what this girl's little. But you know, she graduated in 2020. It's 4 years later. I mean, I've known this girl since she was a freshman. How old are they at freshman year? 14, 13, something like that. And then every year. So I have those stepping stones with women all the time, or bridesmaids who become brides. I love those moments too. They're like, you did my bridesmaids makeup for, you know, Jane Doe's wedding, and now it's my turn, and I want you to come back. And I'm like, yes, I will come back. I love this. And then I see the bride, because the old bride is now the bridesmaid. And I love that. I love that.
I bet that's so fulfilling. Oh man, I can only imagine. And you're creating not only makeup and memories for people, but the connections. And friends along the way. People that, this girl, you know her for, what's that, 10 years from freshman to now, 20, maybe 22 right now, 23. So that's pretty crazy. Mom
with all of her babies. We're going on 2017 was her first year. So almost 8 years. Like, that's crazy. It's so crazy to think about.
Maybe her kids will go in school, and then when it comes to their prom pictures or something, you know, and you'll be like, I used to take care of your mom's makeup.
I have a girl from high school who, we were friends when we were young, and her daughter, she had a daughter young. So her daughter was in high school a few years ago, and I did her prom makeup. I mean, it wasn't like I did her mom's makeup, but I played with her mom as a little child. And now I was doing her kids' makeup. And I was like, wow, you know, the only downfall to all of this was I got married in October. And I had, all of my girlfriends were like, well, who's going to do our makeup? Because I had done their weddings and all of their family photos makeup. So they were all like, what are we going to do? And I was like, I don't know.
Figure it out.
I don't know. So I ended up not having any bridesmaids, and my kids walked us down the aisle. We did a small Sunday brunch wedding, so it worked out perfectly. And I was like, well, that's what we're going to do about that. Nobody has to worry about it.
We figured it out. We got this.
And I did my own makeup.
Of course. You can only do it by the best.
Right here in the salon.
Okay. Now, what's been your biggest wow moments? You said 11 years?
11 years.
What so far? What's popped?
My biggest wow moment was, I've had a few. The one that touched my heart the most was the cancer patient that we had last year. The Kansas City wedding community is huge. There are so many lovely, wonderful vendors in our city. It is amazing. And to see all of them come together and throw this woman and her husband this wedding, it was, I mean, they had the whole 9 yards. They had balloon arches. They had a DJ. They had photography and video, dresses. Like, we gave it to her, and it was so amazing. And there was a lot of makeup artists that were volunteering their time, and they chose me. And I was like, wow.
Speaks volumes.
Wow, thank you. Like, I will gladly come and donate my time for whoever needs it. Like, they were also a family of color. So sometimes that can be kind of tricky, because you just don't, everybody has different skin tones. And when you're used to working with one end of the spectrum and then you hop to the other, sometimes that can be very intimidating and very challenging to do. So when you have women of color trust you with their faces, that is also something that I take a lot of pride in. And I'm like, thank you for trusting me with your skin, with your face for your wedding. Like, thank you. And then also because of my nursing background, they felt very comfortable with me in every aspect of getting her into the chair, out of the chair, applying her makeup, taking care of her through the process of the day, because it was a very overwhelming and emotional day. She was taking herself off of her cancer medication after the wedding. So we knew we were going to lose her. And so there was a lot of emotions that day, and her hospice nurse was there with us. And she was very thankful that was educated in how to handle interacting with people who are going through loss and grief, even in the beginning stages before it's happened. Mm-hmm. So that was a huge wow, that I was like, wow, I am doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. I did not mess up leaving the nursing field. That was not a mistake. That this was my path in life. I was like, this has come full circle. Wow. Yeah. And I felt, my heart was so full. I cried a lot about it afterwards, like leaving. I think I cried the entire way home. Her husband really got me at the end. I was like, oh gosh.
You're holding it together.
I've done real good today. And he gave everybody hugs that had came, and he was bawling. And when the men start crying, my heart just, ooh.
Men and older people, when they start crying,
I'm out. I was like, give it there. I'm okay. Look up, blink, blink, blink. Do what I tell everybody else to do. Just look up, hide your tears, swipe or no swiping. And then another big wow moment was last year for me was I don't even remember now, I think 5 or 6 for the Riverside Chamber of Commerce that does their haunted trail event. The Riverside area went through some restructuring, and the woman that worked for Riverside and conducted the Halloween haunted trail for the city now receives that as a grant. Mm-hmm. So she is no longer doing it through the city. She gets the grant and does it personally. And she hired me back again for our 5th or 6th year. And I hired another makeup artist who I adore here in the city. And we rocked it out together. And it was one of our biggest years. And it was my biggest paycheck to date that I've ever received doing my work. And I was holding that in my hand. And I was like, wow. And that was my cut. Mm-hmm. This wasn't even the lump sum of what I received as on my makeup budget. I also got to pay another makeup artist and give her a huge paycheck for a really fun day of fun makeup, because that horror stuff is so fun. You just throw blood and you're like, I'm doing it. This is art. And so that was another moment where I was like, yeah, this is good. This is good.
You gotta love when you go to work and it's not even work. You're just having fun.
Right. That's all. That's every day of my life.
And that's how you know you've made it.
Every day. I've been moving, and we just bought our first house, and
congratulations again, because that's huge.
It is huge, but we've had some huge hiccups. My house caught fire 2 days after we got the keys.
Oh my!
And it has been insane. And then my dear husband's uncle is a union painter, so he came and he painted all of our ceilings. Well, I very much underestimated how much of a mess that was going to make after I had cleaned all the fire smoke. And so it's just been so much cleaning. But my escape has been coming here and doing facials. And I've had a couple of girls that are like, are you sure you don't want to reschedule? You're doing a lot. And I'm like, no, do not reschedule. I need to go sit in that room here and do a facial, give a facial as much as probably more than you need to lay here and receive it. Quite honestly, it has been.
We're both in therapy right now.
Turn off the lights, play my relaxing music. There's steam, there's warm towels. Even though I'm giving it, it is very relaxing for me too. And I was like, please don't reschedule. Please don't reschedule. Please come let me sit in the dark. No kids, no husband, no mess to clean.
No new home, no fire, nothing.
Nothing. Just sit here, be. Mm-hmm. And most people fall asleep. People tend to chit chat for the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes of a facial. But once we get to the relaxing parts, I even try to encourage the ones who want to talk a lot. I'm like, okay, now comes the relaxing part. Mm-hmm. And so, it's almost a full hour of just silence. And I'm like,
wow. I can only imagine,
which is a really nice change from makeup, because when I'm doing makeup, I very much have to carry small talk conversations and asking what people want. And 9 times out of 10, when there's somebody who sits down in my chair, I've never seen them before, because I typically only do a trial for the bride. Mm-hmm. I have no idea what they do for their skincare routine. I have no idea of how much makeup they wear. Mm-hmm. So I carry on so much conversation. So when I'm in that spa room doing facials, I'm like, it's quiet. Enjoy the quiet.
Yes. Oh
lovely.
my, I could. That sounds amazing.
It is.
Almost an hour of pure silence. Cannot tell you last time I've heard that.
I know. Isn't it crazy? And well, I turn on like soft music, but I had to learn not to play anything with words. When I was in aesthetics school, my husband came in for a facial and they were playing like spa music, but it was like instrumental of your top 40. So he's laying there and he goes, I feel like I'm at the Chinese buffet trying to figure out what song it is.
That was literally me 2 nights ago. They were playing the Titanic theme song.
Yeah. And so he's laying there, and as I'm massaging his face, he starts singing along. I figured it out. He's singing along. And I was like, okay, so no instrumental music of the top 40 because you're clearly not relaxing.
Yeah. You're focused
You
on
are
words.
really like, what are we listening to? So nothing with words.
Nothing with words.
Nothing with words. And I even try to like stay away from like that tranquil spa music that you think of. It's almost like seems like it has like an Asian descent to the music. I even kind of stay away from that. I like a lot of piano, almost like a morning coffee vibes, like piano, like soft jazz. That's typically what I'm playing in the spa.
That's pretty
room.
relaxing.
Yeah, it is pretty relaxing.
You don't have to think about it. Don't have to be like, oh, it's this kind of music again. Nothing like
nothing anybody's ever heard of. At Christmas time, I found a spa Christmas station because I'm a Christmas junkie.
Yes.
And my salon owner is too. And so, I'm sorry. I thought it was my necklace. She was laying in the spa bed. She's like, is this Silent Night? And I was like, well, this isn't relaxing. You're singing along.
That's funny.
It is fun.
Let's see. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I would like to not be doing 60 weddings a year by myself.
Oh, that's a good goal.
I am missing, my kids are getting older, and I have 2 bonus boys. So my oldest is 12, and we have 50-50 custody of him. And I've missed every football game, every fall. I tend to miss almost, I think I made it to 2 last year and maybe 2 the year before that, or maybe like 1.5 because I caught the end of one, like rushing to get there. So I would like to not be working every weekend in 5 years.
And that's something a lot of people, I don't think they understand what it's like to own your own business. You don't get to just choose Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You get to go on holiday or vacation whenever you want. Like no one's paying you but you. So if you're not making money, that's your fault. You can't pay your bills. You can't trust anybody else to do it. And so you do give up a lot of things. You do miss a lot of things. And then now you're finally to the point to where you can bring in other people. So you've hit that. I can support my family. I can help support other families with the people I bring in to help me. And I can be with my family while still building my business.
Yes.
And that's a monumental.
Huge.
Hit. Yeah. Huge. Absolutely. You sacrifice years.
Yes. We do a Father's Day camping trip with our boys every year. Every year. We've never missed it. Father's Day weekend. We are going camping, taking all the boys for the whole weekend. So I know that weekend every year I am not booking.
Don't talk to me.
Don't do it. But now I have somebody else that I can say, well, maybe Brianna can take it. And because I have somebody else that subcontracts with me, and then I'm not making zero money that weekend. I'm making a little bit of money from that weekend because I do all of the coordinating. And I really enjoy that. But I am the friend who every year in most of the time it's before January, but in January, I'm really asking everybody, when are we floating this year?
Yes.
Because we go on
a whole year right now. January 1st.
We go on an adult float trip every year, and it's typically in July. So I'm like, what weekend? I'm booking weddings.
Yeah, everyone's like, I don't know. I don't plan out that far. And you're like, I have to plan out that far.
I do. Yes. My husband and I are trying for baby number 2 now currently.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And I have had to, we've been talking about this since October. But I have weddings booked until 2026. Wow. It is March of 25.
Wow.
Where do you fit a baby in there?
Right. Because you got not only the pregnancy, the newborn stage, the walking stage.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, And so in January would have made me having an October baby. And my husband thought we were trying in January. And I was like, no, I have 6 weddings in October and a Halloween event. No October babies.
Was I planned around weddings?
Yes, you are. Yes, you were. Very much so. Yeah, when that baby comes, why is my birthday in January? Well, because there's no weddings in January.
That's how we planned it.
That's how you got your January birthday.
That's so exciting.
I know, it is very exciting, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard that people don't understand, or my friends, like, they're like, what do you, well, now they do. Now they very much are like, well, yeah, Nichole has to plan her life a year ahead of time. But I would like to be where I'm not quite so booked. Like, October is a huge bridal month. It is probably
September was the number one.
No,
really?
October. It is insane how many October brides there are every year.
Really?
Every year. Now it's going into November, since COVID has, ended and people were putting off their weddings for so long. Now we're seeing more weekday weddings, more Sunday weddings, more Friday weddings, all the way in through November, which my first 5 years, I was like November, December, January, we were really slow. But now I'm booked all through November also.
Wow.
It's crazy watching the trend change. That's been fun too.
Yeah.
11 years later, watching the makeup trend change
2016
so
and
much.
25 are very
Those are very big different makeup years.
2016 makeup was something.
Cut crease, big old sculpted brows.
The brows.
The baking.
Yes, we got to let it sit forever.
Yeah. And, then I wasn't the esthetician. I wasn't the skincare junkie. So it's funny to me, like, as the years have gone by, the trend has changed to be more skin. Everybody is like, good skin. The era right now is good skin. And so that reflects in makeup. People want softer, more natural makeup looks. And I'm like, I got the skin. I got the skin. I got
the
it.
Skin. I've got the makeup. And you've got it all.
We are good to go.
Start from the fresh skin all the way up to the best makeup. So speaking of makeup, what would you say? Do you have a favorite makeup brand? Do you have something you prefer over the other?
I have a large variety of what I carry. I carry everything from high end to drugstore. I love e.l.f.
I love e.l.f.
I would put every e.l.f. product in my makeup kit if I didn't roll into some high class weddings and then give me like this, like, what are you doing with this drugstore makeup when you are a high end makeup artist?
Yeah.
So I push myself from buying e.l.f. products just to put stuff in my kit that are more high end because it looks better. But at home, I have all the e.l.f. product. So I love e.l.f. I really do. And then I can recommend things pretty much all across the board. And I love that about myself. Yeah. I love that I spent years at Sephora and I can help anybody within every budget. So like, I'm looking for a new foundation. Okay, well, what do you want to spend on your new foundation? You want to spend $12? You want to spend $70? Because I can get you anywhere in between. And I love that. Now, do I have a favorite brand? No. It kind of just depends on, like, well, are we talking about concealer? Because I can tell you what favorite brand I have of concealer, but not every brand has, everything. They have Anastasia Beverly Hills is like real good on their brow product and their eyeshadow palettes. The Modern Renaissance palette. I don't know if you remember that. It was a big one in 2016, and then they did some other ones. So I love their brow product. I love their eyeshadows. I love NARS's concealers or Natasha Denona. I love her eyeshadow palettes and I love her concealer. So it kind of just depends on what product we're talking about. I love a lot of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Nobody's good at everything.
No.
So
yeah, nobody is good at everything. I love, and I love that what I do is very specific to photography and bridal work. I've had recently, actually, a couple of women inquire if I do classes and teaching people how to do makeup, which I do and I love to do.
Okay.
But what I typically do with those women is I like to go to their home and I like to see what they have.
Yeah.
Like, let me teach you to work with what you have instead of you coming here
buy all this
and
stuff.
seeing all this high-end makeup. Like, let me show you how to do that. But that's not what people need. People don't need bridal makeup or makeup for photography every day.
Right.
Most women want a quick 5-minute routine, something they can pop on before they walk out the door to go to the grocery store or go to work. And so I'm like, well, let me teach you to play with what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's build on that. I will always bring my kit so people can see what I have, because when you open it all up, it's like every woman is like, oh my gosh, you have the whole makeup store right here. And I'm like, yes, but I don't carry within my kit just everyday makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I would never hand you my Estee Lauder foundation out of my kit and go, this is what you should wear every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that is a very full, I mean, if you want a full coverage look, for sure, that'd be a great one.
Mm-hmm.
But most people, especially in 2025, it's skin. I want to be glowy. I want to look real natural. I only want to spend 5 minutes doing this.
And $5.
And $5. Yes.
That's me.
That's me in my own home.
Yes.
I have all the fancy stuff.
All the elf.
But at home, I'm a mom of 3 and I have drugstore makeup.
You're just like us. Yep.
Yep. I have drugstore makeup. I have makeup brushes that need to be cleaned.
Felt. Yep. It's been a while.
I post that on my business page frequently. I'm like, everybody go wash their makeup brushes.
Friendly reminder.
Now I'm going to go do mine too.
Okay. Can you share, to round us out, a makeup tip? Just something, or a skin tip, something that you can just leave with the people.
My favorite makeup tip, my mom taught me when I was 11 years old, is less is more.
I learned that a very hard way once.
It is my favorite makeup tip, is less is more. Until you get to building full face makeup looks, you do need the product. You need a more to create that look, but less is more. And that goes from everything from skincare to makeup.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of people get out their skincare and they're like, pump, 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 pump. I'm like, oh, no. You just need a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
Just need a little bit. Just need a little bit. Or, people with their makeup. I'm like, whoo. Maybe just a little bit less.
Yeah.
A little bit less. Or this might ruffle feathers, but the big eyelash extensions, I feel like less is more. Not only because, like, how are you opening your eyeball and blinking, but it's not good for your natural lash.
Yeah.
And
I imagine they're pretty heavy.
They are heavy, and they're not good for your, I did lash extensions for just a little while. I'm too old to do that. I take too long. I'm too much of a perfectionist. They are beautiful, and I think they're great for the right time and the right place. But I typically tend to think that they're too much. Mm-hmm. And then I have a lot of people who sit in my makeup chair that are like, I don't want lashes. And it's about the only thing I am a bully about when it comes to makeup, people getting their makeup done. I'm like, let me just put one lash on, see the difference. And if you hate it, we'll take them off. Mm-hmm. We'll do an extra coat of mascara. But it has never happened that I put one on and then they're like, oh, no, I don't like it. Mm-hmm. They always keep them because I carry soft, natural lashes. I'm like, they don't have to look like the ones that you're seeing that you're like, oh my gosh.
Right. Some of those TikTok creators.
Yeah. So
like, okay.
my favorite is less is more.
Less is more.
Less is more.
All right. And where can people find you?
I am stashed inside of Hello Darlin Salon. I have a cute little spa space over there all by myself.
It is adorable.
It is a fun little space. And I'm on all of the I'm not on all the socials, but I feel like I am for a almost 34-year-old.
What are they? I'll be able to tell you.
I have TikTok,
okay,
Facebook, Instagram.
Okay. Do you have YouTube?
No. No, and I started by watching YouTube videos.
What are you doing,
I have
girl?
told myself for 10 years that
you need to get on it.
I told myself, in the first 5 that I was going to create a YouTube channel, and I just never did. And I don't know why, because I'm not shy. I feel like I can talk to people. I used to do Snapchat tutorials. Like you could watch my whole get ready process on Snapchat.
What?
Yeah. I feel
like it's so much more work than it would be on like YouTube. So you should do like esthetician ASMR. Yeah. Because on TikTok, that's huge. Yes. And then, I personally love watching it. I'll put myself out there. Esthetician ASMR could get me at 11 o'clock at night, But like with the facial and then just the hair, and like, I don't know.
Bubblies. I feel like
you'd probably do a pretty good hit on YouTube.
I know.
I think you should try it out.
My only thing with creating content is I don't know how to breach the barrier from I want my facials to be relaxing. And first and foremost, to leave my room relaxed. But to film anything for content, you need good lighting. So like, are you relaxed if you have a ring light above your face so that way the camera is picking up good footage?
Right.
Or am I going to sacrifice the relaxing aspect to film?
Which you don't want that for your clients.
Which I don't want that for my, I don't want that for my clients. I mean, a facial, people are only getting, I have a couple of girls that come monthly, but most of my clients are 6 or every 8 weeks. So like, I mean, every other month, I have thought about running like a content promo, like come get a discounted facial for me to record content with. But then again, like if that's somebody's first facial, I don't want that to be your first facial experience. So I haven't done it simply for the fact of I don't want to compromise the facial experience.
Well, watch them on TikTok. I think it's been a while since I've been
I'm on it every night.
But yeah, I know. I've been so busy lately. I just fall asleep.
I wish.
And my boyfriend's like, well, why am I up after you? And I'm like, don't even question me right now.
Let me sleep.
I need sleep. But from what, if I remember correctly, and you can, I'm sure you can always just, look them up, but they have this like pink or purplish light that they put. So like they'll have the camera here, the head's here, and they'll have the camera here or here. And there will be like a pinkish kind of bright light, but not too bright, down on the floor. So it lights up the wall a little bit. And then or it'll be behind them. But that's what I'm remembering when I'm thinking about esthetician ASMR.
It's still dark.
It's dark in the room. And then literally all you see is just like their face and what you're doing. And then there's a little bit like pink light. And some phones have like a dark, mode or stuff like that. And so like, I think you could probably, I'd watch them.
I need to explore. I need to explore because I feel like all of the facial TikTok videos that I see, it's very well lit. And so I'm like, where am I missing it?
Right. It's there. It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
And I just started this year cutting down makeup videos and trying to create content out of hour-long facial bridal appointments and cutting them down. It's hard.
It is.
I spent 3 hours cutting down my first video and I was like, how did these people do this? Yes. I don't have this time.
People don't understand like all the content creators and people do videos. They think you just take a video and post it. No.
Yeah, I say it all the time that I wish I could just be good at doing makeup.
Yeah.
Like I wish being good at makeup was all I had to do.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
I have to.
So the social media aspects.
I do. You do. And it's the social media aspects of it are huge. They are huge. I can kind of get away with it now. I feel like a lot of my makeup is referrals. So I can kind of get away with it. But sometimes I'm like, no.
Okay, Nichole. Well, we really appreciate you sitting down with us today. Thank you for sharing your story, who you are. And then she's out here in Peculiar right here off Main Street.
It's fun.
Yeah, come out, see Nichole, get your makeup done, get your skin glowing. It's summertime, baby. We got to look perfect, glowy skin. She can do it for you.
I can.
All right, we'll see y'all next week, and thanks for tuning in.
Bye, guys. Thank you.